This is the Worst of the Riot 2018 podcast, December 27th edition. So what you're going to hear today, Nikki, is my theory on Antarctica.
Oh, hey, the one with the creature.
Yes.
In the ice. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And what Antarctica used to be and what it is now and why we should stay away from it.
It's not scientific. Again, it's just his theory.
It would be. It could be. Okay. We also talk about Zach and storing pizza in the oven. What is the cool part of Superman? The Instagram ability of Nikki's vacations and the beginning of a long journey that we still haven't finished. Obadiah wants Nikki to go to the movies alone.
No, I tried to over the summer.
No,
I tried to watch the one movie, and Eric, he said no, he wanted to come with me. I actually tried to do that, but I still have not actually followed through.
You guys can't see the look on my face, but I'm rejecting.
I was ready. I had the app pulled up, and I had one seat chosen.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got that. Movies that claim to be important, and a few other. Some important news about buying monkeys online.
Please make sure to join us, RadioU Riot on Facebook. You can grab some more podcast stuff there, depending on how you listen. And make sure you say hello.
It is the Riot.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the Worst of the Riot 2018 on RadioU.
Got bad news. It's no longer safe to go to your mailbox just to deal with the mail at all.
There's nothing there anyways.
Maybe something?
No, not
Maybe
nowadays.
Your Amazon package accidentally got shipped USPS.
And they put it in there. That is one thing.
I mean, that's something, right? We've got a guy, Rodrigo Franco. He's just been arrested in Los Angeles because he mailed 3 live king cobra snakes to L.A. in potato chip cans.
Really? Like
that
Pringle
means
cans?
There's a chance that your letters are letters. Okay, you're not writing those, but you know what I mean. Your stuff is bumping up against potato chip cans that are full of snakes.
But those would be baby snakes.
Well,
those are tiny ones.
Do you think that matters?
Well, I think it does.
You think it matters?
I think if someone was sending a bigger one, I think that would matter more.
Do you think that when you opened the can and you were like, hey, snakes, why does it hurt so much?
What's going on?
Why can't I see anymore?
Be curious to see how that packaging was done, how he wrapped that up.
I've got photos if you're interested. You want to
so
see
why
it?
was he sending snakes in the mail?
Because
which is a new movie coming soon.
It's a sequel to one you've heard. Snakes on the plane, Snakes in the Mail. I mean, we've just been talking about 5- and 6-year-old movies that are getting sequels. Why not this?
So he's basically a smuggler.
He smuggles snakes, brings them here, and people buy them.
He tried to get another 20 cobras into Los Angeles, but they died along the way. And he tried to mail protected turtles from the United States to Hong Kong, and federal agents got that.
I don't feel as bad about the turtles.
Well, they're going for soup, so.
You think?
Probably.
You think that's what it is?
Is someone buying things like to others that would be exotic to put in like a pet? No, it's not that way.
I'm not going to get into what it all is, but anytime somebody wants to buy an exotic animal, it's always because they think it's herbal Viagra. I said it. That every freaking animal that they are slaughtering for whatever, they're like, it makes you vital.
There were 3 albino Chinese soft-shelled turtles in the package.
A soft-shelled turtle? Poor guys, they don't even have a hard shell?
And 3 king cobras, each about 2 feet long, and those were found at the Customs and Border Protection offices when they inspected the package, which was being mailed. Those were coming from Hong Kong, so it seems like he goes back and forth with stuff.
Yeah, Oh, gosh, no. You know what? If you said to me, we can make you a millionaire, but you're going to have to be a snake smuggler, I would be like, and he died penniless alone.
When you look at the picture of the albino turtle, that is weird.
Mm-hmm.
No, thanks.
And somebody wants to eat it?
Yeah, probably in a soup.
No, I'm out. I don't feel like I'm going to be a very good smuggler, Nikki. I want to be like Han Solo, where I have a spaceship and little compartments, but I'm going to be smuggling, I don't know, something else in there.
Potato chips.
It's not going to be alive.
Just food, but not little creatures.
I love that. I want to smuggle potatoes to a place where potatoes are very rare, and people are really excited about potatoes.
There's rules and laws, and you can be the outlaw that way, but that's it.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, come here.
He says,
you want to buy a bag of chips?
Reptiles are my passion, though. He was an ex-auto mechanic.
What? They're not your passion? You just killed 20 of them.
He's sentenced to 2 years of supervised release for what he was doing.
Man, and he's out there like, they took my steaks. They took my steaks.
Had the cobras, turtles. There was a crocodile. So he had lots of stuff.
All right. Well, someone else has to get the mail from now on. I can't go out there. Sorry.
Okay, if I went to my mailbox and there was it is like a can of Pringles, but it's a Hong Kong version. It's a little bit smaller.
What would we do? We'd assume someone sent it for a taste test. No. We'd be like, look, guys, taste test.
I wouldn't believe that. You would feel the weight of the snake in there.
I'd make you open it. From now on, Nikki, you have to open the boxes. I can't.
All right, well, next Riot Food Fight, though, please don't send us any reptiles.
No, not even a derivative.
If you don't say no, then they might assume we want one. So we just say no, and now everybody knows.
All right, thanks, Nikki. Important safety tip.
The riot made a lot of people laugh in 2018. Sure, it was mostly people laughing at them, but those laughs still count. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
You know what? I've become a little lackadaisical because I realize I'm probably going to see the end of the world in my lifetime. But unfortunately, we're going to see great heartache and pain before the end comes. And you're like, whoa, Obadiah, this is dark. Well, you know what? Let's talk about people that keep poking around at Antarctica. They need to stop.
Someone feels that there must be something frozen down below, hidden, like put there, so that they figured no one's going to go and disturb this evil presence.
Listen, I can't confirm it, but I know in my heart that Antarctica in the ancient tongue means resting place of great evil. And so what happened was, you remember Pangea? You guys haven't heard my theory? Okay, gather around.
I'll come closer to the right. Turn us up.
You know how all the continents kind of fit together? You guys remember that? And it looks like they broke apart over time. They did not. The ancient people faced down a great evil. They broke Antarctica off from the rest of the world and buried the evil there and put it down south where it would freeze and it wouldn't be able to get out. And they're like, tell your children and your children's children about what we did here today. And
no, they didn't even do that because they assume no one's going to come here. Well, no one.
It's so freaking cold down there. Nobody's going to bother.
And now you've got leisure cruises down there.
They're like, I know. Let's start digging. There must be something down here. Great idea. It's perfect. If you've seen the documentary Alien versus Predator, you know some of what they found under that ice.
Is that a documentary? Are you sure?
That's how they categorized it. I'm just telling you what I saw. Okay, I am. Well, now Greenpeace is down there, and they're not part of the solution at this point. They say they've found all kinds of life growing on the seafloor in Antarctica. And they do have a good idea. They say they should set up a 700,000 square mile sanctuary so that nobody can fish or do anything.
Sure.
And I don't know how much ocean that really is around Antarctica, but I think that the message is clear. We should leave Antarctica alone.
Because I can see this as a movie. What was that one with the shark where it's like the shark?
Megalodon?
No, it was like the shark observatory thing or the
Deep
lab.
Blue Sea?
Yeah, like it's the lab. And so this will be what they build down there because they're going to try to make sure that nothing's disturbed. But by doing that, to make a plant, like they'll disturb it.
Right.
And it'll be there and there'll be lab workers. And then suddenly the big window out to the water and the ice, you'll see this creature coming at it.
Hey, Sarah, come here. Look what we found. Isn't it beautiful? That's how it always starts.
They'll find the baby version of the evil thing, and then it'll call the evil over.
I can't allow you to hurt it. When if you just killed it, even though it was cute, it would have been fine. But nope, it's fine. That's how ancient evil gets released. In case you're wondering, that's how it happens.
So you feel like that'll happen during your lifetime if they keep touching stuff in Antarctica?
If people keep doing that, they've got a submarine down there poking around, looking at stuff. What are you doing?
I'm sure it's deeper.
We don't know. We don't know. Because it's been so long since something's been down there.
We laugh at it, but it's like, what if you're right?
What if I'm onto something,
what if there
right?
is something down there?
There's just enough of a sliver of truth.
Even if it's not like the greatest evil, but if it's just something bad.
What if it's just minor evil? You know, what if it's just like the nations of the world have to nuke Antarctica?
And then that sets off this chain reaction.
And then that's part of the trap because we unleash that nuclear heat in the South Pole and then it melts Antarctica and we're like, what have we done?
I don't want to hear any more about it. It's fine. I'm sure we'll be good.
Okay, if you say so. All right. I'm trying to trust you, Nikki. I am.
total Riot Oreo consumption was at its highest level yet in 2018. Looking forward to a double-stuffed new year. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Now, joining us in the studio, descending from the sports enclave where he spends the morning doing sports, Zach is here.
How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Doing okay.
So, Zach, what happened to you? You live with what, like 3 or 4 other guys,
I live
right?
with 3 or 4 other guys, and apparently there's a thing that I was not aware of. You guys might do this too. You can store stuff in your oven.
Oh,
Okay.
Like
yeah.
you use it as
Clothes.
a storage
Wait,
stuff.
do you
Yeah.
mean that it's like your oven's a refrigerator, so you can put a turkey in there?
No,
and then
like
it
you don't
doesn't...
have enough closet space, so you put your stuff in the oven if you don't cook.
Oh, well, the problem is we do cook. We've never put clothes in the oven. But
Okay.
apparently, my roommates, they would put, like, unused pizza and unused pizza boxes and stuff. Like, they would get stuff from, like, Domino's. Like, I'm not finished with this, and throw it in the oven. But normally they would, like...
Okay, wait. I just
And-
want to
and then
make sure
close
we're
it.
getting
And then close
So
it.
they
And then
would-
close it and just like, I'm going to store this for later. Not cook it, do anything. It's just an oven
So
with a pizza
there's
box
a
in it.
pizza box in there
With some
with
pizza.
pizza in it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now they do know that the oven is not a refrigerator.
Right.
Okay.
But, it's a...
Pizza, I feel,
it's
can
an,
sit out a bit, don't you think?
It's an airtight room.
Okay.
For the pizza, and it's, and
It's-
because we
it's-
have a lot of guys, the fridge can be a little bit packed.
Okay.
And it's better than leaving it out on the counter, so they say.
Is
and,
it?
Well, you don't want, like, flies or whatever coming around it, so, nothing's going to
There's a
happen in the
lot-
oven.
I just want you to know that I have so many questions, but I'm not going to say anything. Okay.
Here's
so
the thing,
tell
though.
us what happened.
So what happened was, now, I am not one of these guys that typically puts a pizza box with pizza in the oven. So I come home one night and turn the oven on, not knowing what's in there.
Preheat, good man.
Yeah, I preheat it because that's what you do. And then we started smelling something. It was like, they asked, is the oven on? I'm like, yeah, oven's on. We're just preheating for what I'm going to put stuff.
And the box was in there.
And then after, it goes off, I open the oven to put in my stuff. It's like, what the heck? There's a pizza box in here. And it started smoking, and yeah, what happened? Surprisingly, though, like, it wasn't, like, on fire.
Okay.
It was just, like, the box was a little burnt, and the pizza was a little crunchy inside, but other than that,
it was fine.
Well, to be
surprisingly.
So I'm looking online, and it looks like leftover pizza in the oven is not an unheard of thing, but it's not a right thing to do. Like, it is not sealed from germs and stuff, so it can still grow bacteria and things. It's not sealed off from like the rest of the world that way, but you don't need as much of a refrigeration all the time. So I guess you can do it.
Yeah, what are we doing?
You just roll.
Like, what are
But
you
here's
doing?
a lot of people. Well, but we're like all trying to cast the blame here. It's like, well, like,
no
Zach,
one
it's
is
your
gonna own
fault.
the pizza?
Well, no, they're saying like, Zach, it's your fault for not checking the oven. And I'm like, dude, who puts a unused pizza in the oven? And so we're like asking all our friends, and it's literally a 50-50 split. Like, who's
Now,
at
someone
fault?
just tuning in, they're like, what's wrong with putting pizza in the oven? Storing it there. Like
Storing it.
leftover pizza, instead of putting it in the fridge, you put it in the oven, you just sit it in there in the box.
So, okay, then the question becomes, who's at fault? Zach for not making sure the oven was empty when he was preheating it, or the roommates for just throwing pizza boxes in the oven?
I think it's a household fault.
So everybody's at fault?
Everybody's punished. Everybody.
Oh man, Zach, dude, you know what? Randall might have something on here, bro.
What's he
says,
say?
You'd think the guy who almost burnt down the house with tissues would be more cautious.
Didn't you do that? Was
You
that
would
you?
think that.
Yeah. Zach had
I am
another
impressed.
problem.
We've got a long-time listener here.
I forgot about that. You did almost burn the place down with your tissues.
So
Yeah,
maybe,
but that
maybe it's your thing.
is, I'm just a pyromaniac. What can I say?
You just need to be more aware of what's going on.
Zach, he's a pyromaniac. Zach, that could be your new thing, dude.
I'll add it to the show.
Living the pyromaniac dream.
Boom.
I think you just need to have, I guess everybody just is now on level playing field, and now from now on you need to have your rules. So it's like, are you going to let them store pizza in there or not?
We used to have a thing where they would announce it, like, hey, I'm storing pizza in the oven. Make sure, this is
So this is
happening.
a thing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Well, I think that's, like, they grew up doing that. And me, the oven was just off limits. You use it to, cook. You're heating up to 400, 450 degrees. You don't put anything in there. And other people are like, oh, yeah, it's just what we do.
Oh, okay, here we go. Beth says, we kept several Ziploc bags full of Christmas cookies in our oven last year to keep the cat away from them.
Apparently cats eating cookies are a thing, too.
A cat's living good, right?
Well, and the cat doesn't want to go in the oven.
Oh.
Turn the oven on. A pizza box is much more desirable to melted plastic over the grates.
That must have been a mess.
Yep, I feel that. So
when you have roommates, that's how it goes. It's a learning curve.
I don't store things in the oven. Because
I don't either. I just want to let you know.
But you have plenty of room in your fridge. If you didn't have enough room, maybe you would.
No, because the oven is a hot place. You don't put things in there. What if it turns on? Are you going to unplug the oven? There are a lot of things I'm not conscientious about, but you know what? That's one.
Better not to put anything in there.
Yeah.
2018 was a year full of highs and lows. Here's an example of one of the lows. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Look, I'm just going to tell you right now that I make no bones about the fact that I am a fan of Superman. Now, I'm not a Superman fan like, hey, I have Superman on my wall and check out my Superman tattoo. I have a t-shirt, no tattoo. I don't have any Superman statues.
Don't you have a cape?
As a matter of fact, I do. At first, I was like, no.
I think that makes you more of a fan.
All right, so I have a cape. So what? A lot of people have capes.
Sure.
It's good cape weather.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine. Whatever.
Mostly during Halloween, but still.
So you would think last night that the announcement that was made about Superman would be like, wah! Because check this out. They've got a Superman show coming up called Krypton. That's going to be on the Sci-Fi Channel. I can't focus with this amazing music. I have to.
You need all the details.
I want to put my cape on and run around. Okay, so they have this show on called Krypton. It's about Superman's grandfather on Krypton.
Or kryptonite?
No, just Krypton.
Krypton.
Because that's the name of the planet. When the planet blows up and it falls to the Earth, it's called kryptonite.
And that's on Sci-Fi?
It's going to be on Sci-Fi. Then they announced yesterday, hey, DC Comics is starting up their new streaming service that's just DC Comics stuff. And they're like, hey, we're giving you a 13-episode Superman prequel called Metropolis. Now think about this. All right, it's a Superman show. It's got Lois Lane. It's got Lex Luthor. It doesn't have Superman, but it's got the Daily Planet.
Now I feel like
it's going to have Jimmy Olsen, but it's not going to have Superman.
We can't just gloss over that if it's a Superman show.
I just want to sit down with all the people at the place and be like, guys.
At the Daily Planet?
Do you know what's good about Superman? Superman. Because if you take Superman out of this equation, this is a show about a newspaper. Guess who doesn't care about what happens at newspapers? Other people. Now, I've been known to be interested in journalism from time to time, but the bottom line is, I don't like Lois Lane because she's an intrepid reporter. I like her because she's an intrepid reporter that reports on Superman. I don't like Lex Luthor because he's the head of a corporation. He's a megalomaniac and he wants to rule the world. I don't care. I care because Superman fights Lex Luthor. When you remove the most important part of the story and keep telling the story, do you know what you get? Me switching to a different streaming service.
I wonder why they would do that.
Because
Is it licensing or just they want to try something else?
Here's what I think it comes down to. I think it comes down to they either A, don't want to spend the money on that kind of a TV show.
Sure.
Though I continue to think that a Superman or Batman TV show could be killer. And the special effects, like the tech exists to be able to do a TV show like that. I think that's one. And then two, I think as far as they're concerned, it's like, hey, if we put Superman on TV, that's small potatoes. Superman is large potatoes.
Oh, like
right?
movies still.
Forget about the baby reds. We're talking about the grade A whites, the big ones.
Especially if this is just a streaming service.
Baking potatoes.
Not even a network.
Yes. And so they say, no, Superman is in the movies, all right? Supergirl, she can be on TV. The Flash, he can be on TV. Arrow, come on, who cares? Superman in a Superman TV show? Absurd. Now, many of you will speak up and say, but Superman was on Supergirl. Yeah, as a guest star. Okay? Just stop.
Just it. So
I don't want to learn about Superman's grandpa. I don't want to learn about what Lois Lane was doing before she met Superman.
No more origins?
I don't want to learn about what Superman was doing in Smallville before he became Superman. Just make a freaking Superman show already.
I see this has upset you.
You know what? I'm not upset. I'm passionate. It's not the same thing.
It feels like upset at this point.
I'm not upset. I'm just passionate. And I just want to say, could we please Stop it.
So don't have a Superman show without Superman. Now, when is this show supposed to come on?
They don't know. Whatever. When
They're just telling about
when
it?
they launch their premium service, wouldn't you pay $10 a month to get a TV show? And if you're paying for CBS All Access, the answer is yes. But some of us, no.
One day, when historians look back on the year 2018, they'll wonder how we let it go on for so long. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Nikki, you're planning on going vacation.
Probably in the spring.
Going vacation.
Going vacationing.
Going on vacation or going vacationing. We were thinking first week of April for you.
I hope to do that, yes.
That was kind of the plan. And
because my doggy's going to doggy school. So while he's gone, I can just go on vacation.
Nikki, you either got a plan. If you fail to plan,
then
you plan to fail.
You're right. So I'm trying to make that an opportunity to go on vacation.
That's right. So let's talk about places that you want to go on vacation. And I have to ask you the most important question. When planning your vacation, do you think about how Instagrammable it is?
No, not really.
You don't?
Because normally vacations wrap around family things of some sort. So you're kind of just going where you're going.
Okay.
But it's nice if you get to go to a fun place, like if you're going to Disney or something, which is usually the most Instagrammable place.
All right. Well, according to this survey from Showfields, 40% of those under the age of 33. Now, why they picked 33 to break it up, I have no idea. But 40% of those under 33 prioritize Instagrammability when choosing their next vacation.
Well, you want to make sure it looks good.
You want to make sure...
If you're going through all the effort of the money, you might as well have some really nice-looking memories.
You want to make sure that everybody sees it. You know what? Something that I have noticed is that, obviously, Nikki and I have been on social media for a while, and there is, because of the jobs we do, we have a certain responsibility to stay active in social media.
Sure.
I have found myself thinking about things and not Instagramming them. Like a lot of times something that you're excited about or cool happens or whatever and you want to Instagram it. But I just feel like there have been too many times where I've been like, you know what? I think about other people seeing this picture and going, man, I wish I had that. I think I'm not going to do that. I'll just not do it. But, I mean, then the other side of it is, Nikki.
That's the fun part of it.
The fun part is being able to show people what's going on, but then we get back to, are you Instagramming the bad parts? So you're making a highlight reel for your life, which is a false representation of the life that you're living.
Blah,
whatever.
blah. So are you planning a vacation based on that or not, is the question.
Well, and you say you're not.
No.
I don't believe you.
Why? Do I have a look in my eye?
No, because you're clutching your phone.
I'm not clutching my phone.
See, you don't
it's
even.
Not in my
that's
hands.
the thing.
It's over there.
You don't even know that
now,
you're doing it.
Now you're lying, and they don't know that because they can't see.
Hurtful words.
1, 2 hands.
She put it down. She put it down. And so what I just look at it. When I look at it, I see you, Nikki, and I just see someone that if you were able to, you know how like there are couples retreats and things like that. Like I see you.
If there was an Instagram retreat,
I see you going on a couples retreat with your phone. Like just so the two of you could spend.
I do love you. I'll pick you up
together.
now.
So,
come on over.
Like I see you as someone that's like, family gets in the way of phone time, and so you want to go whatever. So an Instagram retreat for you might be fantastic. So here's what I was thinking is that in order to prove that you're not planning your vacation with Instagram, just leave your phone here while you're on vacation.
I need it for travel.
Just
That's how
leave
I
it
get
here.
my plane tickets.
No, Eric will take care of that.
No.
He'll take care of all of that.
Nope.
And you don't post any pictures from that vacation, and then I'll know you're telling the truth.
Let me cover my phone. It doesn't want to hear you.
I'll know you're telling the truth.
Why? Can't I just have a memory, but it's not why I went and did it?
No.
Okay.
No Instagram for your whole vacation. Get ready. And as soon as you do, I'm just going to... Nikki started twitching.
I tried to make my eye twitch.
She's twitching.
It's like, wait, I want to hear this.
So no Instagram for your whole vacation, or every time you post a picture, I'm just going to post liar, liar, liar all over the bottom of the picture.
Well, to end that, don't forget to follow us at Obadiah Radio U and Radio U Nikki on Instagram. Yay! Would love to hear from you.
You wouldn't want to be a part of that.
After talking about it, I mean, me.
Remember last year when you thought the riot couldn't possibly be any worse next year? You were right, but of course that doesn't mean they've gotten any better. It's the worst of the riot 2018 on Radio U.
Have you ever thought about a nice romantic evening for yourself? Maybe take yourself out.
Treat yourself to something nice.
I take myself to the movies all the time.
That doesn't count. You have Movie Pass.
So I did it before I got a Movie Pass.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
By yourself? I forgot.
Time.
Sometimes people are comfortable with that. I could never go to the movies by myself.
Sometimes certain kinds of people seem to be okay.
No, someone who is more outgoing. I am shy. I can't do it.
Okay, wait a minute. Do you think I go into the theater? I'm like, hey, I'm Obadiah. What's your name?
I think you could.
Are you excited about this movie?
You're very comfortable with that. You could go and do that.
Yeah, you know what? It's not confidence. It's forgetting. Like what you do is if you forget yourself, then it looks the same as confidence.
Oh, is it? Something like that. Whereas I feel like someone's looking at me like, oh, she doesn't have anybody to go to the movies with, when really they don't care.
Oh, yeah. I don't care at all. Yeah. In fact, unless you're drawing attention to yourself, I pay very little attention to the people that I am in the movie theater with. Like the people in front of me with the screaming baby, I paid attention to them.
Yeah, you did. You didn't like that.
3 or 4 seats down, the 2 ladies that talked the entire time I was at the movie. Them. I paid attention to them, but they were like, hey, pay attention to us, pay attention to us, pay attention to us. No, Nikki, you know what? This would be this is what I want you to do. This would be a great exercise for yourself. I want you to take yourself to the movies.
Can I go to like an 8:30 in the morning?
Sure.
Okay.
That's because, it's
Can
not
Eric
like...
come?
No. He could drop you off.
He can sit.
He can drop you off.
He can sit like in a different row.
Nope, it's not the same. You need to go in there, buy your ticket alone, get some snacks.
I don't think I can do it.
Or maybe pack some in your purse.
No, I can't do that because then it looks like, oh, she's alone and eating all that popcorn. No, I can't. I can't do that.
Are you for real right now?
I can't.
Nikki,
you can't do that.
You can.
I can't.
You can.
I have to go with someone.
No.
Nope, I don't even want to think about it.
You know what? That's so funny because
You're opposite.
I've given up on going to the movies with people because
I just want to go, and so then I can't go because no one wants to go.
The movies, I am leading a lonelier and lonelier life because, no, listen, it's not pathetic, but it's real. I used to try to get people to go to the gym with me.
Yeah.
No one would go. So I just gave up and I go by myself. And the movies, because of the weird schedule that we work, I'm like, hey, who wants to go to the movies? And people are like, well, tonight at 9:30. I'm like, I can't.
You're like, wait, what about 3? Does 3 work?
Can you go to the movies at 3 in the afternoon? And
you're not done with work yet?
Nobody can.
I know.
I just take myself to the movies.
Yeah.
I try to go once a week. You go in the afternoon.
You get dressed up, treat yourself.
Well, some cologne, fix my hair.
Because if you don't want to look good for you, then you're not going to care about others.
I'm doing that for me.
Yeah, that's first.
Yeah, so I just think that you should think about how you could treat yourself to a movie. And, here's the great thing, too, is you don't have to share the armrest with anyone. You don't have to have any of that, oh, no, it's okay. We'll see the movie you want to see, even though I'm dying on the inside.
It's just what I want to see.
It's all you. And isn't that what relationships are about? Putting yourself first and getting what you can get out of it?
Probably not.
That's not it?
No, I don't think so. But if it's just a movie, one short, small movie, it's fine.
You know what, Nikki? I see you in a theater alone. I dream of the day that I walk into a theater and I'm like, well, Nikki, what are you doing here? I'd sit by you, but there's assigned seating, so I can't.
No, I want to. I'm like you. It's hard to find people who want to go see movies with you.
And
that sounds sad, doesn't it?
No, it's not sad at all. See, you're attaching the wrong emotions, which is why over the next few months, I'm going to train you to attach positive emotions to a solo movie experience.
I'm not doing it for Valentine's Day or anywhere near that. If the before or after weekends of Valentine's, I'm not doing that.
Why?
Because that's going to be high traffic times.
No, Nikki, the thing is, don't you understand? You can be alone and you're like a huge winner because you're married and you're like, I'm so comfortable in my relationship. I don't even need him to be here.
Nope, it's fine.
All right. I'm trying to help you, but you fight me at every turn. You just do. You're so resistant to change. Positive change. This is me punching down your fears. I'm punching them down. Okay?
We finally got around to pouring over all of your complaints from last year, and these are the riot bits you mentioned the most. It's the worst of the riot 2018 on Radio U.
Come on, Nikki. It's not real, is it? It's not real.
I don't know how someone could lie about this and think that the airline would just make something happen. So I don't want it to be real, but I don't know how someone could think a lie would work.
Belen Aldecosia. She was flying home to Florida from college, with her hamster Pebbles.
Little tiny hamster.
Little hamster.
She had the doctor information, all that stuff. It was a support animal for her.
Her emotional support.
I've mentioned in the past, it's not as hard to get a doctor's note for an emotional animal nowadays, so they're starting to crack down more on it because they've had people abusing it, so you don't have to pay the extra money to send a pet on the airline.
I just want to say as a side note, our emotional support tour that's coming up later this year is the docket's getting full because emotional support squirrel will be headlining.
There was a squirrel, there was the peacock the other day.
Emotional support peacock and now emotional support hamster, both on the docket. So it's going to be a big show.
The hamster's not here. And that's the part of the story that I just don't understand.
So she claims that a representative from Spirit Airlines told her that she either needed to, 1, set the hamster free, or 2, flush it down her toilet. Which, you know what? In fairness, that lady with the peacock didn't get advice like that. Hey, ma'am, if you still want to make your flight, just take the peacock in the bathroom. Shove it in the toilet. Okay, and then, you can
get on the plane.
It might take a couple flushes, but it'll be fine, I'm sure.
Don't think about that. That's terrible.
That's so crazy.
So she's saying that the airline representative told her that, and then Spirit Airlines is saying, we did not say something like that.
We did not say that. You can't prove anybody said that.
And then she's saying that she tried to rent a car, went through all this and stuff, and by the time she went back to Spirit Airlines, she was so emotionally exhausted that she said she did flush the thing, the gerbil, so that she could get on the plane. And I cannot believe someone would do that. This is like not your dead goldfish. This is your gerbil. You're not flushing it. I can't believe someone would.
Oh, imagine the maintenance guy who gets called in and he's like...
2 days later?
He's like, I don't know what the deal is with this toilet. I swear we've done everything. Why is there a hamster in here?
I don't even know.
Who flushed a freaking hamster?
It's a really hard story to read about.
You know what? I find it not hard to read because it can't be real. Okay, all right.
Then if she got rid of her emotional animal, then how could she have even gotten on the plane anyways?
Well, apparently to
get home. She said she had to get home, but everybody says that when you're flying because you don't want to get, on another plane.
The other thing she could have done, didn't she have like a backpack?
You can hide it. Well, it goes through screening. They probably would have seen.
You're like, is there a hamster in your bag? No.
Little gerbil guy?
No, shut up. No.
I don't understand.
I don't either. The whole, everything about it is just I suppose it could be real.
But the things we've seen that have been let on planes, and this is these planes, our planes, you're like, how did this thing get on here? To not let that on the plane, someone must have had I don't know what to pick with this, but they didn't want anything on.
The only thing I would say this is just general rule of thumb. I want everybody to take this and tuck it away for later. Anytime you find yourself in a position, and it's not the zombie apocalypse. We're not making room on the space shuttles that are going to carry mankind to safety so that most of humanity will die, but at least some of us will live on, unless you're not in some circumstances similar to that. Mm-hmm. When an employee of an organization tells you to just go ahead and kill your pet and come on already.
Just go to the other airline.
What? I'm going to start with ask for a supervisor.
Sure.
Okay?
You can even go to the police at that point. I'd go ask security.
Don't just the lady at the desk says flush it and go with it. At that point, we're going to take this to level 2 customer service. All right. You talk to the next person about it, because one of the things I've learned about airlines is they're like, there's no way we can get you out today. You go to the other counter and they're like, you know what? Here's a ticket. Thanks for flying. We're going to let you
out today.
At least get a second opinion. Don't turn it into well, the lady said I had to flush him. So, you know what, Pebbles? It's been fun. I'll see you.
I have a hard time again believing this is real. I hope it's not.
You know what? By Monday, we're going to be talking about the retraction. That's what I think.
Nikki and Obadiah aren't here today, so we finally all get a break. Wait, what? What's a worst of the riot? All right, never mind. It's the worst of the Riot 2018 on Radio U.
Now, Eric stepped out. I had something that I really wanted to talk to both of you about, but he can hear me in there.
Yeah.
So I want you to know I admire Eric for his. He tries stuff. I don't he does, and so
some goes well. Some does not go well.
Okay, Eric, you're here. That's what I want to talk to you guys about. Is that it was a couple years ago that Eric wanted to become a motorcycle rider.
Yes.
Okay. And I admired that. Eric researched motorcycles, purchased a motorcycle, enrolled in a motorcycle training course.
In that order.
And, did... He
did
anybody
all catch the order wrong?
He did all of that. And then in the middle of that all, there was an injury that required a surgery. And eventually Eric was researching the prices of motorcycles so he could sell a motorcycle.
It was something.
Now, Eric has moved on to woodworking.
He has. And by the way, makes some fantastic stuff.
And I don't doubt that. Mm-hmm. I don't. But I just want to make sure that we've explored all of the proper safety things that are going on, because before you're on a motorcycle, we had a low speed thing that happened.
Yeah, that was right outside our house.
These involve very fast moving blades.
He's got all of our fingers.
And I want Eric to have all his fingers for all of his life.
No, he takes it seems like the proper safety precaution. Okay. But I always keep telling him, there's this meme for anything, but like for woodworking and stuff where I wanted shelves. I could have gone and bought shelves and then you put them up or have someone put them up and you're done.
Yeah.
And then that's like, say, $50. And then the whole meme on the other side is, well, you want to build your shelves and you think you're going to be cheaper because you're building them yourself. But instead, it's all the items to make.
All the equipment, the wood.
All the equipment, the wood and everything. Before you know it, you're way past what it would have been to just put them up yourself.
But now Eric can build all kinds of things.
Because now he has the equipment.
He's got the tools, so he can build shelves.
I'm just worried.
And other shelves.
Because every time I say, oh, that looks nice, he's like, I can make that with wood.
I'll build that.
I'll build that.
No problem. Well, I'm impressed. I'm not even making this up. I keep trying to come up with a thing where I'm like, I'm going to learn to do this. I'm going to want to do that. I don't want to learn anything or do anything. Now, learn, yes. I actually have a couple things I'm kind of trying to learn, but why
don't you try making something with Eric, and then that way you could see if you like that sort of thing? You don't want to?
I don't. And I don't even mean that. I don't mean that in a way.
Something else.
Do you know how it's like, I don't want to do that? And it's like, well, that's mean. No, I don't mean it in a, that's stupid. I just mean
Eric?
Remember how I've shown you my boogers and all the dust that gets in my nose?
Yes.
How you think he's going to handle
it? Yeah, that's true.
So he can't handle it.
I'm going to need a filter.
There's wood dust everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere. Maybe you like weightlifting, so lifting.
Yeah, and you know what?
And the Arnold's coming up.
And look at the body I've crafted with that hobby.
You're still working.
Just look at the results that have come from that hobby.
Just trying to come up. Maybe, all right, text 877 to Radio U if there's a hobby that you like, and then
sell Obi on your hobby.
Yeah,
tell us what your great hobby is, and try and sell that on Obi.
Boy, yeah, I like that. You know what? Okay, I'll tell you hobbies.
Make a post on Facebook.
I like in my immediate circle the hobbies that I've seen. Eric's got woodworking. I've got a family member that is craft brewing. Mm-hmm. I've got a family member and a friend that are both beekeepers.
Someone else bought a table saw, so they're going to do woodworking.
So there's that, and so
what else is there?
I don't understand.
Kombucha?
You know what? Oddly enough, I have a friend that makes kombucha. That's interesting. Nikki, I can't find
something that sparks that.
Makes kombucha or just left something out overnight accidentally.
Oddly enough, that's both. The thing that I've been thinking is that maybe, this is completely honest, maybe I need to not play video games at all.
Yeah.
And then eventually boredom will lead to me looking for something else to do.
Hobby. Well, text some
I've literally
ideas
thought of that. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe I really enjoy playing games. If I would take that away, then I would be like, oh, I've always wanted to sculpt.
Even that doesn't sound right.
You don't think that fits?
Don't bother texting that one.
He's
not going to do that.
Just thinking about it.
No.
I once had a nightmare about having a nightmare where I was having a nightmare. This is like that. It's the worst of the Riot 2018 on Radio U.
tell them what you just told me.
I don't want to say it.
Well, you should.
There's off-air stuff. I was just
leave it
asking
there?
you a question.
All
No
right.
one needs to hear that on their Friday morning drive.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I've got another off-air question to ask you. I'm going to leave names out of the equation, but a couple of minutes ago, I was asking Nikki, like, hey, Nikki, blah, 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 did you know that this restaurant's doing this promotion? And she was like, well, they're off the list. Or no, you said they're on the list. That man was mean to me. They're on the list.
I don't want to go back to that restaurant.
You have a list of restaurants that you don't go to?
No, I just have a couple of things. If someone is not nice, and then I don't want to go back. I don't want to spend my money there.
But that's like one person.
No, I really didn't like that. So here's
here's what I want to know. What he did to you.
Here's the details. I got some money from somebody, and they got it from a bank, and they were these weird $20 bills from like 1969.
They were old 20s.
Very old, but very legal, and they are supposed to work everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was at the drive-thru for this particular location. It took like 10 minutes to even get to the window. It was so poorly run, and so everybody's just mad.
I will tell you, their lunchtime setup is not good.
It's terrible.
It's
so
not
I get
good.
to the window, and the guy takes my money, and I pay with a 20, or I pay with 2 20s. I was getting food for others. And I'm just there waiting, and I'm like, hey, I've been very patient and very nice. And then it takes me like 5 more minutes. And then suddenly it hurts. I don't want to think about it. I'm not
I want to hear it. I want to hear all the painful details.
No, so the manager guy then comes because the guy who took my money went and got the manager.
So now we're talking about 2 people.
Yeah, I didn't care about the guy taking money. He was fine. The manager guy comes running up to the window and is like, this is counterfeit money. I am not taking this money. You've got to be kidding me. And I'm very much a tone person.
Now, I will tell you guys,
if
you can
I feel like you're not being nice to me in a tone, I don't want to deal with it.
Even if the words are technically okay, if your tone is off, Nikki is out.
I don't like it. I get very upset, and I got very upset. So he gave me, I had to make the change back to him because the guy had already given me change, and then pay again with a credit card. And he was so just like rude. And I'm like, I'm not using counterfeit money. He could have talked to me about it or asked or been nicer. And so he's on the list. I'm not going there anymore.
Okay, you know what? I'll take that. Now, I thought you were going to give me a Michael story.
No.
Now, Michael's stories are like, I don't like the way the waitress looked at me when I asked for cheese.
Well, I was just so embarrassed. I'm like, the way he was yelling at me, and then I had gone to Wendy's 2 days later to get a little soda.
Yeah.
And
you were trying to recover.
I also had the $20 bills because I had several of them, and I could tell they were talking about this bill. And the guy taking my money went to go talk to the manager about it, and they were putting it through their counterfeit machine. They have a little scanner or something. The guy comes to the window, the manager, he's like, I know this is real, but Wendy's won't take it because it can't be proven that it's not, because it's so old.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, you know what? Thank you. He gives me my bill back. I pay with something else. I went to my bank, and I changed all those 20s out.
Man, Nikki, you're passing bum money all over town. You're getting a reputation.
The Wendy's guy was so nice about it. He's like, I know this is, he told me the year, he looked it up, he just couldn't accept it and so that's how you handle it. Not the other guy who was yelling at me.
Okay, I will tell you, your story checks out.
Yes.
Because it was the manager that was mean to you.
He was yelling at me.
Not the rank and file.
Nope.
I totally get that. Because, look, man, I've been the rank and file, and I know, it gets weird. I totally get that. But if the manager can't hold it together, and here's the thing. When somebody comes at you and says, you're counterfeiting.
Like I was doing. Yes.
No, I'm out. Like that accusatory tone.
I did not enjoy.
I can totally see
just
be like,
hear him
bro,
everywhere, him yelling at me. So that's why I'm not going there anymore. I did not like how he chose to manage his store.
Okay. All right. You know what? That checks out. Now, I'm not going to say I'm not going to go there because I keep going there, forget the lunch through the drive-through, and I'm not paying with my counterfeit money.
Apparently not. I'm not doing it again.
I don't blame you for that.
So that's my story.
Let's get his name, and every week, you know what? We'll just start every week on Monday. We'll call it lunch and be like, hey, is so-and-so there? Has he been fired yet? Okay. I'm not coming back.
Going until
we'll just every Monday we'll just keep calling.
But see the difference, especially if you're working with people, you could have done the same thing and told me, "Hey, I can't take this $20 bill." That guy was mean. The Wendy's guy was super nice about it. I'll go back to Wendy's. I'm not going back to the other place.
So you're saying it's how they handled it and not the situation itself.
Exactly.
Would you say it's their
tone, which is very, very, very important.
I hate critics. Just let people like what they like. Who's to say what's good and what's bad? Okay, actually, this is bad. Like, really, really bad. It's the worst of the riot 2018 on Radio U.
If you would start following me on Instagram, you will know that this weekend I discovered the next level. Now, to be clear, I discovered the next level, but I did not ascend.
I thought we'd already seen that one when we went there a while ago.
I don't remember seeing it. Now, many of you, again, if you've spent time following me on social media at all, you may be familiar with the great love I had for the Fizzinator. The Fizzinator was something that I purchased at a Sheetz gas station on a trip to Purple Door, in which I bought myself a large, what do they call that? Double-walled, insulated 52-ounce mug. Refills were only 59 cents.
Man, that thing was...
so much soda.
Like, to where you wonder, how does someone get sick from having too much soda? And I'm like, that's why.
Well, Nikki, I went to a Big B Coffee yesterday. Now, Big B is a chain in Michigan, northeastern Ohio, maybe like northwestern Indiana. I'm not really sure. But I went to a Big B Coffee and walked in, and there it was.
They have a Fizzinator?
They do.
Or is it bigger?
But their Fizzinator is 100
How are you
ounces.
holding that? How are you holding that?
Well, that's why you're in the gym. You got to get strong to hold that liquid.
It's like when you work out just to eat certain things. It's like you got to work out just to be able to drink some things.
Come on.
And that's normally a coffee shop, though. Like, that's not for coffee, is it?
Well,
That'd kill you.
You can get it filled with coffee if you want to.
That's a bit much.
What's the big deal?
That's a lot.
What is that, about 13 cups of coffee?
Now, if you're at a 13 cup a day... You've got to cut back.
Well, I don't know, Nikki. Like, remember, okay, this is like a way throwback, but do you remember when Marvin came in? He was the ENT? No. Emergency EMT.
Yeah.
ENT's ear, nose, and throat. You can see where we get the, right?
Opie's been going. It's fine.
So he came in and he told us that he used to drink 2 or 3 pots of coffee a day. A pot of coffee is... like it's more than 16 cups, or maybe it's about 16 cups. I don't know. Does it make 12 or 16 cups in there?
Let's just say 12.
Let's say 12. Okay.
Just to be on the low end.
Whoa, even that's only 36. Well, wait, I'm thinking ounces, not cups. That's where I'm getting. No, it's ounces, not cups.
It's a lot, guys.
But still, that would be 3 pots at 12 ounces. That's only 36 ounces. So, and what is that, like not quite 5 cups?
I feel like they went big, maybe too big.
Yeah.
But, you can fill it up with water. Okay?
Or
that dual insulation helps with that. Keeps it cool.
The thing I thought when I saw it is like, I just wanted to take it to a gas station, because a lot of them will have a thing where they're like, pop is this much, but refills are 69 cents.
Bring in your own cup.
Yeah, you can usually bring your own cup, because I would go in places with the Fizzinator, fill up, and let the good times roll, man.
So this is for Bigsby, which is a...
Big B, no
Big
S.
B.
Like
Bigsby. Bigsby sounds better. Big B.
Somebody just got really offended at that.
Teasing, yeah, I'm teasing.
You weren't teasing, that was real talk.
Well, it's a cuter name.
I think it's a family name.
Bigsby?
Big B.
No, just...
It's a family name.
Big B?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So you know what you just did?
Ruined it?
Offended an entire family.
Oh, come on.
I call a blood feud.
So...
it must be settled in blood.
Or in
100 ounces of blood.
Of coffee or something like that. So, yeah, it was a 100-ounce big cup, big mug.
It was tempting. I wanted to fill it up, or I wanted to buy it and fill it with soda and just be like, I'm back in, guys. And I didn't come back in small.
I'm back in. I jumped in the pool, which is basically the size of this cup thing that I bought.
I drank the pool.
Oh, God.
But I didn't. I didn't even get coffee. The people I was with got coffee. I got nothing. Nothing.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the riot 2018 on Radio U.
Now, the first question everyone's going to have immediately following what I have to say is, well, which movie are you talking about?
You don't want it to be about that? It's that specific?
It's actually not about the movie. The movie is not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is the press surrounding a movie. In a lot of ways, you and I know that they are desperate to get you to go to the movies because they're selling a product. And in fairness, everybody that's selling a product is going to use almost everything in their arsenal to sell you that product to get you go to that movie or to buy that cereal or, whatever it is. And different things resonate differently with different people and et cetera, et cetera. There's just a lot there, right? Well, yesterday I saw 3 articles from 3 different sources written by 3 different authors. And they all talked about a movie that's coming out in March. And
the same movie,
and they all used the same word. And the word was important.
Yeah.
They talked about how important this movie is. This movie is a popcorn movie. This movie, it is fluff. And they all were talking about how important it was. Now, if one of them had said it, I would have been like, no, it's no big deal, whatever. But when I'm sitting down and in the space of 20 minutes, 3 different news sources, and movie news sources, but still, 3 of them tell me that movie is important on the same day using the same word in the same news cycle, like same, and they're all saying the same thing. I go,
know where that's coming from.
This is marketing.
Yeah.
Now, the people that wrote the articles might not even think of it as marketing, but I can all but guarantee you this. They all received a press packet, a press release, a press whatever, and inside that, they were told that it was important. They believed what they were told in the press release, and then it came out in their article.
A lot of times you get talk points of what they encourage you and would like you to get everybody on board, like the same lingo, because you might not notice it. You might not be looking at so many sources. You might not catch on, but they want it to resonate with you.
They do.
And there's certain words that'll do that. So the person probably just wrote the article based on a lot of the talk points.
Here's the part about it. Well, the 2 things that concern me. One is keep in mind that so often what you think of as news is marketing. And you're like, no, now listen, news is used as marketing because let's face it, it's not even, if you're looking at movie news, it's not even really news in a lot of ways. It's a quasi news environment where marketing really seeps through. So I think it's fair. All of us living in the modern world need to start looking at the messages that are around us all the time and going, okay, now wait a minute. Is that for real, or are you just trying to get me to buy something? That's 1. And 2, I just want to say this because I think this is important, is that when somebody looks at you and tells you that going to a movie is important, they are trying to get you to see you're buying a movie ticket as activism. Buying a movie ticket is not activism. Going to see this popcorn movie in March is not activism. They want to take your heart to change the world, to make a difference and do all that stuff. And they know they couldn't get you with a commercial, but they might be able to get you to go see their movie if you start to see their movie as important. I'll give my money to this because it's an important cause. They're not curing cancer over there, guys. They're not whatever. They're making a movie. They're making a product. They are marketing to you, and they are trying to get your money in exchange for that product. That is not wrong, but they are getting even smarter about how they market it to you. And so they're like, in March, you're going to have some choices. And
you want to make the important one.
You want to go see this movie, or do you want to see a movie that's important?
I knew that it would happen from the beginning and when you start talking about it, and I know you don't want to, but then,
I'm not going to say
I know in your mind, you're just like, I wonder which movie it is. I'm going to go look up March releases.
And you know what? I'm not telling you about it because I'm not giving it any more coverage, et cetera, et cetera. I'm done. But
you can tell me off air.
Film attendance is not activism, guys. Activism is activism. Change your world, not with a movie ticket.
It's like your finger paintings. People say it's good, but we all know it's not. It's the worst of the Riot 2018 on RadioU.
You got up and exercised this morning. You had yourself some breakfast.
You're doing good.
And you know what? I just got to ask, have you done your urine therapy?
Now, what is that?
Well, have you done yours today?
No, I don't even know what that would be.
Now, Nikki, I want you, using your vast knowledge of the universe, I want you to tell me what you think urine therapy could be.
2 things. Either you know what, into a cup or something, and you're using it like on your face or something.
Okay.
Or you're drinking it.
You know what, Nikki? I just want you to
or
go
is
ahead
it both?
I want you to go ahead and clap yourself on the back there because it's both.
Yay!
It's both. Yeah. what we're looking at here is that
is a trend.
It's making its way around the YouTube vloggers, like the health ones, saying like, look, this is some of the best vitamins and minerals that you can get right here. All right. It's going to turn back the aging process. And you can watch this woman gag as she's trying to drink her own.
Oh, she does. Oh, I couldn't do it. I think sometimes of like, if I'm on an island and I'm
There's
the
no fresh
only
water.
one there and there's no water and they're like, okay, this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
I think it'd be helpful if no one knows, like if you are the only one there. Yeah. But it'd be very hard. A
lot of people will tell you that urine is sterile. I can tell you that it is in your bladder, but once it, travels out, it's not sterile anymore. Just want to let you know, because a lot of people say that, but that's something you should be aware of.
Can't we just have a Gatorade or something, or a coconut water?
Like at this point, I just want you to know, if my options are you're back on Diet Coke or you can just, urine therapy, I'm back in the Diet Coke.
So what do they say, though? That it replenishes your nutrients, or are we going to live forever, or what are they claiming?
They're saying that your skin's going to be so healthy.
Yeah, but there's other things you could do.
And plus all these vitamins and minerals. Now, keep in mind, and I haven't had a chance to ask these people to their face, but, it is true that there are water-soluble vitamins leave your body through your urine. And I can't believe we're having this conversation right now.
Hey, like you like to say, it's medical.
It is.
Meaning, like, if you take a vitamin, most of the time it comes right out.
If it's a fat-soluble vitamin, like a vitamin D, your body handles different things differently. But, your urine is probably full of vitamins. But do you know why it's full of vitamins? Because your body didn't need it.
So it just sent it on out.
So you're basically like, you'll take it and like it.
Your body's going, I don't want it. I don't need it. What are we doing?
Why are you doing this? All right, send the gag. Send the gag.
They're not going to drink it if you start to throw up, are they? They are.
No, well, they've got several different vloggers, most of which have over 100,000 subscribers.
That's not enough. Don't follow them.
It's not enough. So you're like, what?
Though in the bigger picture of the world, if I had to have a choice, I would put it on my face. I wouldn't drink it. That would be the out of the two.
Oh, you mean on your face instead?
Yeah, if people are using it.
Yeah. I mean that's a given.
That's just there in case this comes up later in our life. They're like, hey, what do you think Nikki would like? I just want out of the two. That's it.
I just use my urine for elevator rinses. I don't use it for anything else. Just.
That's the story of the little 11-year-old boy who peed all over the elevator in China.
Yeah, you just, all over the buttons and stuff, and you're good. That's what he did. I just do what the internet tells me.
Gosh, we're going to run out of stuff, and we're dangerously close to the other number, and I just don't want to even think about that.
Listen, my solemn pledge to you, if that ever becomes a thing, we're not talking about it.
Thank you.
And it's more than we're not talking about it. We're quitting.
Okay, because we can't anymore.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot 2018 on RadioU.
Nikki, have you ever thought to yourself that you're tired of cats and dogs and what you really need is a monkey?
No, I love cats and dogs.
But wouldn't you like to have a monkey?
No, I've never understood.
Everybody has cats and dogs.
And you want to be special and different.
Why don't you get yourself a monkey?
They seem more
already?
high maintenance.
I want to talk about Don Abrego. Don Abrego lives in Wyoming, Michigan, and he, unlike Nikki, was tired of all the cats and dogs.
So he got a monkey?
And he was like, I'm getting a monkey.
I don't think you're supposed to. I think legally maybe you can, depending on where you're at, but that's one of those pets that you're not really supposed to have.
You wanted a monkey called a capuchin money? That can't be right. It should be capuchin monkey. I think they just left the K out. And he says he found one in Hawaii. And so he went ahead and kind of put the order in and it was $400. So he went ahead and sent the $400. And he said,
to order a monkey from Hawaii to Michigan?
Yeah. That seem unreasonable?
Well, I shipped a laptop there once, and I think it was almost that price.
Okay, well, $400.
This is a monkey.
So as soon as he sent the money, the shipper was like, oh, look.
The monkey doesn't want to come.
No, the flight got canceled, and we've got to do an extra vaccination, so we need some more money.
Right, so it's a scam.
That. And then he kept coming back to him, and he was like, over the course of what was a week or two, he sent them 20 different Amazon gift cards ranging from $100 to $500. And
Now,
he said the people at the Walgreens and the CVS kept saying to him,
it's a scam.
listen, we don't know what's going on, but it seems like something's not right. You probably shouldn't be doing this. And they kept saying that to him. And he was like, nah,
I'm getting a monkey.
I'm getting a monkey.
So
nah.
does it say how old he is, or?
We don't know how old he is, but we're getting to what is one of the best parts. We're not there yet. He says at this point he's spent about $5,000. He's gotten no monkey.
Aww.
That's the sad part,
Sure.
right? So he spent some time with the Better Business Bureau. They say that if you see ads for an exotic animal online, they estimate that approximately 80% of those ads are fake
Well,
and a scam.
That's a big chance then.
Now, keep that in mind. 80% of online ads for exotic animals they think are fake. So obviously you want to deal locally. He's been to the police. And one of the things that the police wanted, they're like, hey, listen, you need to see if you can get this guy to send you his ID. Mm-hmm. So he's like, all right, I will. So in the course of the conversation,
How do you get him to send his ID?
He got the guy that was scamming him to send him his ID. Mm-hmm. He took the ID to the police, and they got a look at it, and it was, in fact, McLovin from Superbad.
I can't win.
He got
scammed on that.
The guy sent him a copy of the McLovin
And the guy didn't
ID
even get it.
from Superbad, and he didn't get it.
He must be older. Maybe it's like a grandfather or something.
Dude.
Poor guy. That's a lot of money. What's the other scam where they always say do cards? The like the IRS ones that you get calls for.
Right.
You should never, ever give anybody a gift card unless it's a friend or family member.
Says that he used Western Union to send money, Amazon gift cards, and PayPal. Now, PayPal got him his money back.
Sure.
So any of the money that went through PayPal, he got it back.
But gift cards, no.
Pretty much everything else. The Better Business Bureau suggests using a credit card because that makes it easier to get your money back. So, like, if somebody's scamming you on a credit card, the credit card company can stop payment, et cetera, et cetera.
Don't you think the credit card company, when we're $5,000 in, is like, hey, that's your loss. That's you're not being smart enough?
Well, it would depend. Like, if you made a $5,000 purchase with a credit card, of course, you'd want to check with your provider, but a lot of them do offer some kind of purchase protection.
Yes,
but something tells me that this monkey guy, he didn't do that kind of research. Because McLovin was selling him a monkey. Dang, man.
Well, I bet he was so disappointed when we found out. You mean like that's not his ID?
What do you mean? The man's name is McLovin. Go arrest him. He lives in Hawaii.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.